What's going on, Beamer fans? Welcome back to Beam Review. If this is your first time on Beam Review, what we do here is showcase the latest BMWs that just hit the market. And today we're going to be checking out the brand new 2022 BMW 230i. And if you guys are big fans of BMWs, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel because we'll be putting out content about 2 to 3 times a week now. We're going to go pretty hard for December since the cars are going to be flowing like crazy. So let's go ahead and make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Also, if you guys just picked up a brand new BMW, or if you have a specific one on order that's on the way here, make sure you guys buy this brand new plate frame. I just saw it on the Amazon store, and I'm actually going to be getting it for my vehicle as well. It definitely looked really good, and I'll be leaving the link right down below. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Alright, so before further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the 230. We're going to do a quick little walk around, and I'm also going to be giving my final thoughts on the 2 Series as well. There was one really cool thing that I really wanted to mention about this specific vehicle, so make sure you guys watch the whole thing to get my thoughts on one big feature that this vehicle had that really stood out to me. Alright, so shooting right into the video, guys, one really cool thing, not my secret one that I'm going to save till the end, but if you check out the headlights, there is this really cool gold ribbon that's going along the headlight here. I think that the headlight shape is really nice. It does kind of remind me of the A6, which I'm not really a fan of, but it does suit this 2 Series a bit more better because it's more of a shorter ribbon. So I am a really big fan of that. Another really big feature that this vehicle has that I really like is the fact that they kept the grills that BMW kidney shape. These grills are also active grills, which is really nice, but I'm really glad that BMW kept the grills normal instead of something pretty crazy. Anyways, front end of the vehicle looks really good. Again, the grille looks really good as well. I personally, as mentioned before in all the other videos, I prefer my grills to be blacked out. In other words, having the shadowline package or the shadowline trim, that for me is a must. Another quick look at these gold ribbon headlights. They are really nice. The laser lights are not available for the 2 Series, just so you guys know. Laser lights are available for a lot of mid-level BMWs and forward, but not for the 2 Series. The rims are not too bad. I do like these rims. Prefer my rims to be blacked out, but these rims are not too bad. As we're checking out the rims, guys, one quick note about this 2 Series is that it's not a X-Drive like a lot of the other BMWs on the channel, but this vehicle is actually an S-Drive. So what that means, if you guys are new to BMWs, is that S-Drive stands for basically rear-wheel drive. And the drive of it was really nice. Moving right along to the side of the vehicle, my biggest dislike on this vehicle, my biggest dislike on the new 2 Series is going to be the door handle. As mentioned in my 240 video, as soon as you try to grip this, your hand just kind of slips off whenever you're just normally trying to grab your door handle. My hand just kind of slipped off all the time, and I know that I'm wearing a glove, but this was even without the glove. So I'm not really a big fan of the door handles. The interior we're looking at, the color is cognac. It's a really popular color for BMW. Steering wheel is the normal steering wheel that you would see in a lot of the base models, the 2 Series, the 3 Series, the 4 Series. If you get the M Sport package, again, you would get the M Sport steering wheel, which is really nice. And this digital display that we're looking at inside here, that is the Live Cockpit Pro. Again, Live Cockpit Pro, whenever you guys are seeing that on the sticker sheet, that basically just stands for a digital display, which is a must, I would say, because if you don't get the digital display, then you kind of get stuck with the analog display, and that kind of looks really cheap, in my opinion. On the steering wheel, there's 2 types of controls. On the left side of the steering wheel, you would have your cruise control. Right down below the horn is the button for heated steering, and on the right is the multimedia controls. Again, guys, check out these seats. The cognac is a beautiful color if you guys have never seen it in person. It is truly a beautiful color. And I believe that these seats are perforated Sensitech. They're not the premium Vernasca leather. This is more of a base model, so you're going to see more of the base parts. If we look back here, right behind the driver's seat, there is a handle that can push the seat going up forward. And as soon as you fold the seat forward, it'll actually move the rest of it all by itself, which is really nice. So So even if you're sitting in the back, if you just pull on that handle, the seat will just move forward all by itself. Space in the back is not too bad. If you are about 6 feet or so, it might get a little tight. The vehicle does come with a sunroof, which is really nice. And right here, I'm just kind of trying to measure my height along the top of the vehicle. Dimensions wise, the new 2 Series is a bit more longer, bigger in all sense. I believe that this vehicle is also built on the same platform as the 3 Series and the 4 Series, so you're going to have that more bigger look. I also even compared the size of this vehicle parked right beside a M430i, and both of the vehicles were pretty close in length. So that's definitely something to consider. Yes, this is a 2 Series, but it's a pretty big 2 Series compared to the last generation. They did redesign the rear taillights, so check that out. The design is really nice. It kind of goes along with the front headlight as well, but I'm a really big fan of how BMW is starting to black out the tail lights a whole lot more. I kind of wish that they did that from the get-go, but all the new BMW vehicles, they're all getting these smoked out tail lights, and I think that is a really sporty, aggressive design, and I'm glad that they're doing that. It also does make the red and the tail light pop out a whole lot more too, so you get some really good contrast in there. Also, right down below, the exhaust tips and the diffuser look really good. Again, this is the 30i engine, which is the lower one compared to the 40i, but they did still make the exhaust tips and all that look really nice back there. Right here, I'm going to pop the trunk so we can check out the trunk space, but it would be about what you would expect. It's nothing too crazy. The seats do fold 40-40-20, or I should say 40-20-40, and trunk space, again, it's not too bad, about what you would expect. You also get some cubbies on the left and the right, and right below the trunk, if you were to go down and look up, there's some handles back down there too that would help you fold down these seats to get that split. Skipping the video a little bit, I had to mention this nice little lip spoiler that's back here. It does give the back end a bit more aggressive, sporty design. I'm really glad that BMW did implement this for the 2 Series. It does give it a nice little shape for the trunk. The badging around there looks really nice. The trim piece along the windowsill looks really nice as well. I would recommend getting that blacked out as well with the Shadowline package. Looking at the view from the rear quarter, looks really good. Gonna just quickly peek on the sticker right here. If you guys want more video time with the sticker, let me know and I'll get a better video of all the stickers on our cars for our channels. But you can tell that this is a pretty based out model. The sticker price for this is actually 41 grand, which is not too bad. And you actually just saw right there too, the combined MPG for this vehicle is about 29 miles per gallon, which is really nice. Jumping into the passenger seat, over here we got the trim piece, the piano black. It's a really sleek design. My 2 favorite trim pieces for all BMWs is either the carbon fiber or the piano black. I believe it gives the vehicles the most sleekest look. Again, guys, some updates for the new 2 Series. We just briefly missed it there, but they did update all the controls, and then they updated the doors, and the whole interior has been completely refreshed. There was these cool little triangular patterns that we saw on the door. That's also that's also really unique to the 2 Series. I don't recall seeing that on the 4 Series or any of the new vehicles that just rolled out. But yeah, guys, check out this whole front end again. I see the license plate right there just kind of fell off. I'm going to try to fix that. So let me just skip ahead in the video. Alright guys, so for the engine, we're going to jump straight into the engine. So we have a 2.0 liter turbo inline 4. I almost said 6, but it's a 4-cylinder engine. Really nice. Again, this is rear-wheel drive. The S-Drive stands for rear-wheel drive, just in case you guys didn't know. This is a 4-seater, just in case I forgot to mention that. Fuel economy, so for the city we have 26 mpg, for the highway we have 35 mpg, which is really impressive. So for the horsepower, guys, we're looking at around 255 horsepower at 5,000 rpm. For the torque is actually quite massive. We're looking at almost 300 foot-pounds of torque, 295 foot-pounds of torque to be exact, at a really, really low 1550 RPM. That's probably one of the lowest that I've seen. Again, the vehicle's rear-wheel drive, as mentioned for the third time now. And for the fuel tank capacity, we're looking at around 13.7. And for the cruising range for the city, 356.2 miles. Cruising range for the highway, a whopping 480 miles. That's quite impressive for a nice little two-door vehicle. Curb weight, you would think that the vehicle is a bit more lighter, but it's actually 3,519 pounds. And I believe that the fact that the vehicle is rear-wheel drive does help with that weight to be a bit more lighter compared to the 3 Series and 4 Series. So yeah guys, to wrap it up, I'm going to talk about my final thing that I have to say about this vehicle, and it has to do with the way that it drives. So guys, after driving around this specific 230i with the rear-wheel drive, I honestly want to say that this was probably one of the best handling BMWs that I've ever driven in the two years that I've worked for BMW. I've driven this vehicle just quickly along the road, around the parking lot as well. And the way that this thing handled and cornered, it was really, really extremely nice. One of the biggest things that I've also noticed too is that the turning radius for this vehicle is far more greater compared to the other ones that I've driven. So that was also a big thing to mention as well. But yeah, the way that this vehicle just handled the corners was completely unreal. I know that this is just a 2.0 liter, but if this if this vehicle had the 40i engine, I could definitely feel the back end just being able to drift, and that would be a big thing for a lot of the people. One thing that this did dislike, as I'm seeing the exhaust pipes right back here, is that the vehicle didn't really sound that great compared to the rest of the vehicles. I would probably rank the sound of this vehicle to be the worst that I've heard for BMW. I hate to say something negative like that, but that is quite the case. The sound was not that great, but the handling was the best. So we got a nice little pro and a con on there. But yeah guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Again, don't forget to check out the link right down below, going over to Amazon to go get that plate frame, and stay tuned for the next one. We got plenty more coming for the rest of this month.